Ladies and gentlemen, America's new superhero. Tell us your name.
My name is Echo.
Tell us about that costume you're wearing.
Well, the costume is mainly just the main two colors of my costume, which is black and green. And the interesting part of it is the material of it is a soundproofing kind of material, so that not all sound, but a lot of the sound that comes toward me is absorbed by it to make me just seem quieter than normal, so that it's easier for me to go around unheard. And the logo on the front of it is mainly just the E of my name, Echo, and the sound waves coming off of it.
Tell us about your powers.
Well, how I got them is kind of a long story, but I was on a vacation with my girlfriend on my way to California at some point, and got hit by a drunk driver and knocked off the road into a lake. And I was able to get free of the car, but my girlfriend was pinned in it, and I tried to stay with her and get her out of it, and I couldn't, and I lost consciousness and ruptured my eardrums and floated out of the car where somebody found me and brought me to the hospital. I was deaf, I lost all of my hearing, and my brother, who's older than I am and is now in charge of his own important scientific company, he had heard of this new scientific research about stem cell injections and gene therapy to try and help regrow things, and he wanted to see if it could help regrow my eardrums, which worked better than anyone had intended. By the time, like within a year and a half, not only could I hear everything again, but I could also control all of the sound around me and do rather crazy things with it. I could make anything louder or softer, making things silent. I could change the pitch or volume, making someone's voice that they're talking way higher than usual. I could make things loud enough to disorient somebody. I could compress the sound waves enough to make sonic booms. And I don't even know if I've discovered all the range of uses this has yet. That's all I've really discovered so far.
What are your weaknesses?
My weaknesses? Well, because I'm so sensitive to sound, I can hear a little bit into the ultra high frequency and ultra low frequency. Because I can hear a little bit better than that, if there's an extraordinarily loud noise or large loud noises, it just freaks me out, throws me off of my sense of reality. It can catch me off guard quicker than it would normal people because I'm so sensitive to it. I also, when there's microwave radiation around in the general vicinity, like if there's large amounts of it, it gives me massive headaches and I can't focus. I also have a phobia of water because my girlfriend died and I almost died in it. And I tend to trust people a little easier than I probably should.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I shouldn't reveal my secret identity to you, but I suppose for the purposes of this audition it might be okay. My name is Brian, and I'm 23 years old. I'm a college student at the University of Nevada, Reno. I am currently majoring in music education, so I can teach elementary school kids all about music. And I'm also not really majoring, but it's one of my focuses to learn how to compose music for film and TV and movies and games, and just write all sorts of music for everybody. The non-superhero version of the character he does compositions for film and movies and games, and he's a concert performer on any instrument because of his musical aptitudes, and that's what he does. That's what I am. I hope to be.
Why do you want to do this show?
Because, well, first off, it sounds like such a fantastically awesome idea, but because it just seems, first of all, I'll admittedly, I created the superhero for the show, but as I started making this superhero for the show, just because it sounded like a cool idea, the more I started finding that all the things that I tend to believe in and all the things I want to do with my life came together with this superhero idea. And I started realizing that not only do all the things that I believe in the sense of music and goodness and stuff all come together in this hero for the show, but also that I found more and more that there's something that needs to be said, that while there may be superheroes that fight villains and do all these wonderful heroic things, there's also lots and lots of things that just happen to people, like bad things that happen to good people that don't need to happen. And if everyone just took care of each other better, watched out for each other, and was a hero for people when they need it, when nobody's really even expecting it. Like, if someone's going to start driving drunk, you just say, no, I'm not going to let you do that. And you take their keys from them and make sure they get home safely. Be a hero for someone who doesn't even expect it. And that needs to be heard by people, because so many people don't do that. That's one of the reasons that I want to do this, is so that people can realize that people aren't just as apathetic as everyone tends to think that they are. There needs to be more of an active taking care of everyone around you.
What would you do if you won?
I, first of all, be floored and excited beyond all recognition. But, it would mean more to me that my message could be heard by people, and that I could decide on something that means this much to me and actually see it through to the end, that I wouldn't even know what to do with myself anymore. It would mean so much to me that I have this message, and first of all, that message would be heard by people. That I wouldn't. It's beyond all of my comprehension at the moment. It's not. I can't even think about that right now.
What are your catchphrases?
Well, there's a few. There's ones when I go into battle, and there's one that I'm still kind of working on. It doesn't really make a lot of sense yet, but for just the rest of the time, the ones for battle are either when someone's saying, you're going down, and just back at you, buddy. And the other one would be, time to face the music. And the one for when I'm not going into battle, when I'm just like talking to people, is, it's time for you to be the hero. Echo the goodness around you, and my greatest power will be yours.
Do you have any real life fears?
Well, yeah. Well, my biggest fear is looking at things that are happening to other people and just not being able to do anything. Just being helpless to stop anything happening from anybody else. Watching something happen to someone and there's nothing I can do, no way to stop it. And just, I suppose, being lost and forgotten. But one of the things I really enjoy is I don't have really many other fears except, maybe a small one of spiders and just basic things. Because if I ever find a major fear of something I'm afraid of, I love to surround myself with it and overcome it. Just the feeling of overcoming a fear is so fantastic to me. I just love doing that.
Who are your real life heroes?
Well, first and foremost, my dad is one of my biggest heroes because of how he pretty much is the superhero idea that I want to be. I mean, he puts everyone before himself, first off. He is one of the most humble people I've ever known because he's the associate conductor for the Las Vegas Philharmonic, and he helped start it, and he's a music teacher and has gotten many awards for that. He was a scout. He was my scoutmaster and my brother's. He was all sorts of things and is so humble about it that I'm his biggest fan. I cheer for him all the time. He's taking care of his kids. Takes care of his kids more than he takes care of a lot of other people. He puts everyone else before himself. He offers awards for people who didn't do things as well as he did because he thinks they deserve it more. He's what I want to be. And the other hero that I have is Dr. Wynn, who's Dr. Jim Wynn, who is my composition teacher here at the University of Nevada, Reno. And he is sort of the physical aspect of what my superhero off-time character is. He can play any instrument on piano when he performs. It's like you'll just ask him to play anything, he'll go, okay, and just have it memorized and just play it. And he puts everybody before himself, and there's so many people like that. I just want to make sure that there are more of them. And that's why one of the reasons I'm on this show, so I can make sure that more people realize how good some of these people are and to be more like them.
Ladies and gentlemen, a selfless public servant to the American people. Echo.
It's time to face the music. Time to face the music!